This video is a quick introduction to domain and range of quadratic functions, okay? So remember, the reason we identify something is quadratic is because you see in the equation an x squared, okay? So think about the 2 for u, because when it's graphed, remember, it creates a U-shaped graph, okay? So again, quadratic functions, but we want to highlight domain and range, okay? So let's remember some things. First of all, and most important, the domain is the x values, okay? All of the x values are the input values. And then the range is the y values. All right, so if we're looking at a graph, and the graph looks like this, okay? And we are identifying the domain. We're looking at all of the x values. Remember that the x is the horizontal line here that's moving left to right. So we are talking about all of the x values. Well, if you think about this U shape here, it's going to continue going left forever, and it's going to continue going to the right forever. So when we're looking at quadratic functions and we're talking about the domain, it's going to include all real numbers, okay? Now you will see domain identified like this, where you have the x in the center, and then you have the less than or equal to symbols, and you're trying to determine the farthest it goes to the left and the farthest it goes to the right. However, again, if you have one that goes forever to the left and forever to the right, then it's going to include all real numbers for the domain. All right, the range or the y values are different, okay? So you will see in your quadratic function, okay, that either the quadratic function is going to have a U shape with a low point, or it's going to be a U shape with a high point. All right. So when we're talking about the range, then we're talking about all of the y values. So remember that the y values are the values that go up or down. All right. So again, we're trying to identify up or down. Well, it looks like it continues going down forever. We don't have the arrows, but if the arrows were drawn there, it goes down forever. So it's going to include everything going down, but it stops here at the top. So it's not going to include anything above it. So we have to be able to identify the range based on the highest value, or if it's shaped, it could be shaped with the lowest value. Again, I can draw another one on there. If it looks like this, then it has a lowest value, all right? So we have to think about all the values that are greater than the lowest point, or all the values that are less than the highest point.